Well, welcome everyone to the Geek Garage podcast. I am your host, David Dassaw. Normally, I am joined by my co-host, Ted White. However, he is currently absent. He's probably spending time with his lady friends. However, in his stead, I have one of my good friends of all time, and just an all-around awesome human being, Andrew Knollenberg. How are you, good sir?
I'm good.
Attica!
No, that's the wrong guy.
Oh, shit.
That's a good movie, though. That's a good movie.
Last time, I fucked up your middle initial.
God, you're like, now it's like you can't even get the impression that I'm doing. I must be terrible.
But the thing is, like, we're live here, so with that, we were just recording.
We live? Is that happening?
I think it is, yeah.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be back on this lovely internet broadcasting program.
And so soon. You were only on for
I did your 99th episode,
99,
if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Congratulations on 100, by the way.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And cheers again.
Salud.
Yeah. I still can't believe we made it to 100.
You're doing it's an ever evolving, ever growing, delicious piece of content. So
it is quite delicious. That's exactly how I would describe it.
Well, let me be the one to throw these things out here. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first live stream and live, I guess, I don't know, video recording. We'll go with that as well. So live stream and video being recorded of this podcast. This was something that I think you and I talked about a million years ago. Yeah, it'd be fucking cool if we did that,
Yeah,
but
and we kind of did like some pretty lame versions at the beginning.
Well, if we want to go back to 1,000 years ago when I helped you launch this bitch off the ground, we tried to. I think we live streamed and recorded the first 3.
I think that sounds right. At least the first 2 or 3.
If you enjoy watching videos that the audio is like 17 seconds behind where it should be, and you have no fucking idea what you're doing, man, that's just a gem. So,
yeah.
But this is very fun. We've got the live stream going here, so let's talk about a few things. So, number one, can I shamelessly plug some bullshit here?
Absolutely, go for it.
So, if you don't know who I am or anything, again, my name is Andrew Knollenberg. You can find me on all my social media accounts at Don Noleone. That's DONKNOLLEONE. It's kind of like Don Corleone, but way more fucking hard to spell or remember. And it's a bastardization of my really long and hard to spell last name.
Dude, I remember you telling me like what your last name was, and then I like tried to write it down, and you were like, "That's exactly it." And I was like, "And people fuck that up? Like people, like it's the people's job to fuck up my last name."
Right. My last name is Knollenberg, if you didn't hear me, and it's Knollenberg. I can accept when people put like URG, maybe
right.
as a misspelling, which is understandable, but it's the ones that add shit. Like, I grew up, I played football and sports for a long time, and my name just like ruined anything cool that I ever accomplished in that. Like, in a homecoming football game, I blocked a punt. That ball bounced perfectly right the fuck back into my hands, and I was like, well, I guess I'm running now. And I took that fucker all the way back for a touchdown, and here I am. I'm so excited. I just did this badass thing, and what the fuck does the announcer say? Well, that's Andrew Knollenberg. That's
Gardenhoser.
God, that's there. And I'm sitting there like, well, all right. But anyway, I am a TikToker and an impressionist and a voice actor. So
yeah, you are.
If you like that kind of shit, you can primarily find me on TikTok at Don Noleone. But if you search Andrew Knollenberg, I'll be there as well. And we are actually live streaming simultaneously on my TikTok. Hi, TikTok. How are ya?
Hi, everybody.
Hello in there. There's like 4 of y'all. Good to see you. Say hi, TikTok. Throw some shit in the comments. I do also want to throw this out there as well. This live stream today is just sort of a fuck around. This is kind of
this is a test.
There's not an overall arcing theme like you normally do on your show. So we're going to be looking at the comments. We're going to be what the fuck? Okay, sorry. We're gonna be looking at the comments, trying to respond on 2 platforms to as many insights and comments as we can. So if you're watching me on TikTok, feel free. I got you guys pulled up here on the computer. Throw some fucking info out. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Actually, we'll get into this in a second. Soul just asked what we think and feel about the new Halo that's going to be coming out, so we can we can jump into that subject. If you guys want to hear some impressions that I do, my TikTok crew, you guys should know about those. Please request some of that. If you are joining us via the Facebook page, please, if you want to request some stuff via those comments, feel free. But yeah, we're just here to entertain you guys and drink some Screwball whiskey.
Yeah,
and we're going to be just kind of discussing a wide array of different fun topics that I'm sure all of us will enjoy. So I guess that I think that's as good a place to get going as any.
Absolutely.
So Soul, we're going to use your comment to get us started. So he asked, well, how do you feel about the new Halo coming out?
So Soul, Soul, is that okay?
He's
so
actually followed me. He used to follow me on Twitch and all kinds of stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna be 100% honest here. I did not know that there was a new Halo, but that is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And so a little, I don't know if you call this a fun fact. I'll let you decide after. You could be like, that's not a fucking fun fact, David. That's pretty stupid. But back.
Is that Zach? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey Zach.
Hey, Zach. Hey,
Do you take any requests?
Oh,
No. Not for you.
No, that's.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
we take requests. So throw some voices in the comments. That's absolutely.
So
also topics that you'd like for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Fucking Halo. Go.
Yeah. So back in the day, I wanted Andrew to like me and be my friend. So I specifically bought an Xbox 360 with Halo ODST so I could play online with him and like
just a bunch of people that
right, like a bunch of like mainly our mutual friends and people that you knew and that I got introduced to once we started hanging out a lot. And it was some of the most fun I've ever had. I fucking sucked at it. But it was but like I rolled with you guys like when we would play multiplayer and it was so much fun.
I feel like the Thor Ragnarok thing where they're like, let's do get help. I think we invented that. Where it was like, send David the fuck out there and everyone's going to key on him and then we'll know where they are and then we'll murder the fuck out of them as well.
We had all kinds of crazy strategy. I'm sure we didn't, like reinvent the wheel or anything, but like what we did was so much fun.
Oh, it was great.
And the only thing that irritated me was the second I finally got a hang of Halo ODST, Halo 4 comes out and like completely changes everything.
Oh yeah, you mean Call of Halo 4?
Basically, yeah. And I mean, I liked the game, but it was like it just felt so different. Like it handled differently. The way that it played was different. So. And I'm a casual gamer to begin with.
So like, you're like, why isn't this the shit that it should be? Why is this different now?
Right. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, and that kind of started my decline with like, I guess Xbox playing in general. But yeah, I really haven't touched Halo at all since ODST.
We share something, and shout out to Rob _OT10 TikTok. Oh, your name is... Oh, you're actually... Are you Rob or are you Andrew? Because now I'm confused. It says your name is Rob, but then... Oh, I'm an idiot. It's Robot 10.
You're doing great.
Hi. Jesus. No, so really, dude... Oh, did he throw a...
Cool. Can you stop? I'm trying to go to sleep. Fucking
Sorry,
Zach.
I didn't even see like what you had said after you said, "Oh, do you take requests?" Like, hey, could you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep.
That's like that episode of The Office where Andy's like playing that fucking like I don't know if it's the sitar or what, but he's like, "Hey, you take requests?" And he's like, "Sure, man." He's like, "Please stop."
I googled it. It says you fucking blow. But
Catherine Hahn for the win.
So on the subject, we're gonna answer your question at some
Sorry.
point tonight. No, but on the subject of Halo 3, you're right about Halo 4 because that game, I probably spent the least amount of time playing that. I did play. You skipped a game in between though. Was Halo Reach? It went Halo Reach, then Halo 4. Because we went Halo.
Sorry,
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Is Halo Reach?
But Reach was very different because you added all of those armor abilities and sprinting, and which I don't mind sprinting in Halo as a additive, little speed boost. That doesn't bother me as much. It was just all the other shit, and I'm like, okay, I get you're trying to jazz up your game a little bit.
The jetpack was cool.
The jetpack was neat, but again, it was like, okay, there's already a formula and a good one, a good formula, not a boring one. There's already a very fun way of playing Halo, and you made 3 fucking games: Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Which, yes, there's an obvious difference between all 3, but it's not like completely jarring. You play Halo 2 and you play Halo 3. Yes, there's some differences as far as speed and maybe the way that some of the guns shoot, but overall, you're moving the same, you're shooting the same, you're driving the same shit.
Right.
It's fucking Halo. Okay. You get to Halo Reach and Halo 4, and then even Halo 5. It was like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, I'm not saying the game was bad, but for someone like me who played the absolute shit out of that game, Halo 2 and 3 specifically, I mean, hours that I put into that fucking game. I was like, well, I kind of hate this now. And I didn't give a shit about it after that.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And so I will say this, for the new Halo game, now we're going to answer your question.
5 hours later.
It's called Halo Infinite. Okay.
Okay.
And it's
Cool name.
for the next gen. It's for the Xbox Series 2000, whatever you want to call it.
Xbox Holy Premier Shit Package.
Xbox, give me your soul. They're going for this big open world style for the campaign.
Interesting.
So, and you're Master Chief, and big ass fucking world to explore, and it's a Halo ring. Okay.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a different. It's going to be a departure from here's the levels of Halo. It's going to be more akin to the types of games that are out now, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, where it's like, it's a continuous thing and you are exploring / picking up quests or story quests or levels as you go.
Okay.
And that's going to kind of be how that's going to be. So it's going to be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about the multiplayer. And you guys can kind of correct us in the comments if you want to, or if you're listening to the recorded version of this, you can add some feedback. I don't know shit about the multiplayer. I have no idea what they're fucking doing for multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know this game has been delayed a couple of times. I want to say they wanted that game to be a launch title with the Xbox, and it definitely fucking wasn't.
Did the Xbox release the same day or time as the PlayStation?
Same ballpark time. I don't think it was the same day.
Doesn't matter. You can't get either
you can't
right
get
now.
Either of them because China bought all the chips and broke them. Okay, thanks, Sol. So it's actually going to be on PC as well.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool. And I would assume, and I know that you'll be able to cross-play with Xbox players. As well.
Oh, that's neat.
That's the big cool change nowadays with a lot of online games.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Crossplay.
Yeah.
Not every game is doing it,
right?
You know, but a lot of them are. You know, I was talking about Warzone earlier, Call of Duty's game.
Right.
Fucking crossplay.
That's really cool.
And what's neat about that one is that's PC to PlayStation to Xbox. I mean, it's all 3 of them.
Wow.
Are in there.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and it's definitely noticeable sometimes which granted I play on PlayStation if I ever play that game, and I feel like I'm pretty solid with a fucking controller, but you can definitely tell when you're playing against some fucking monster that has a keyboard and mouse and he's just like John Wick and you're not shit. You know. So that's been pretty, you know, I don't want to say, PC Master Race, but it's fucking better. It's better. And back on the Halo subject. So I guess to answer your question, I'm very excited about Halo coming back in some form or fashion. I'll be anxious to see what the multiplayer looks like. Honestly, the idea of an open world Halo game excites me. Yeah, go for it.
We're gonna let Harvey in.
We're gonna let his little dog in here, little Harvey.
Hey, Harvey.
Come on in there, buddy. But anyway, so hey, little puppy. That's a good puppy. Just a reminder to my TikTok people, I can still do impressions for you if you want, just to kind of keep the momentum going.
I got one impression for you.
Go for it. Ready for it.
Give us the precious.
That's it.
You do an impression that I do? What is that?
Hey, if I can only do one, then you got to let me have it.
I'm the one that does that. Could you imagine? No, really? That's because that's what I do.
That's mine.
That's mine.
Yeah, so
Halo.
that's Halo.
Yeah, so Halo's coming back. Fun.
Does it look cool? Like I haven't seen any of the trailers for it.
So the main trailer that they released that got everybody talking actually was met with quite a bit of controversy.
Okay. I can't imagine why.
Which may have was graphically shitty.
Really?
Yes, and that new Xbox is a fucking monster. It really is. It can do. Connor's got one, and it can fucking.
How the hell did Connor get his hands on one?
He got an Xbox like right away when it came out. So
okay, well that's
so anywho, fucking it's a good machine, you know. It can do some work. So
sure,
here we are, like, oh, new Halo, new graphics, like let's fucking go. And then you see a brute, and you're like, he looked like Halo 2. Like, what's the deal, man? So I think that wisely, whether that trailer was just an oopsie on their part in the actual game, because it was supposed to be its gameplay, and then when you were looking at it, and granted, the things that you can do and the fun and the shooting and you have a grappling hook now, and some of the little mechanics, that was all well and good, but like graphically it was like, is this the Xbox?
That's
you know,
it seems like that's kind of the same reaction that I saw this pop up the other day. There was a gameplay clip for Horizon Zero Dawn, the new one, and people were kind of like for Aloy's face, like she was very different from the PS4 version.
Well, and it's probably because they can do more shit now.
Yeah,
when you're building it on the new hardware, like there's more. They changed Spider-Man's face in the upgrade version of the Spider-Man video game.
Okay,
that you and I both like.
Yeah,
you know? Peter's face changed, like almost completely different person. You know,
I wonder if it's because they have the ability to make it look more realistic and human.
I mean,
because there's that thing, like I think it has a technical term, but
uncanny valley.
Yes, that's it.
Where your eyes go, that ain't right.
Right, like where you're watching animation, and if it's too close, like if it hits too close to home, if it looks too realistic, it's like, ugh. That's why like there's giant eyes in Pixar, and the moms have giant asses, and
no wonder why we all like thick women nowadays.
Right.
Pixar trained us to do that.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why we millennials just want to eat ass all the time.
Oh, fuck.
I mean,
all right, yeah. Screwball.
But yeah, that's Halo.
Eating ass in Halo. Heard.
Yeah. That's what.
Anyway, they went back to the drawing board. I think there was a just say something about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
My father will hear about this. Anyway, they delayed it to finish it, to fix the game.
Well, that's good.
So we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's check some comments out here. How do you do the Joker's voice? Oh, all right. Well,
with your voice?
With my vocal cords and with effort.
Lots of practice?
Shitload. Seriously. And I've been working on / doing that impression, and I'm speaking about Mark Hamill's Joker from the animated series and Arkham Asylum and all the other thousands of things he's done as the Joker for the last 30 years. But
and you've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah, as long as I've been alive.
You've been as long as I've known you, you've been working on that voice.
I want to say I actually really, really tried and figured it out. It's been less than 5 years. Because I watch old clips of me doing that from like when I was first figuring it out, and I'm like, what is that garbage? You know. But I can tell you, if you want to know how I do it, as with any impression, the first thing that you have to hear, it's almost like singing in a way, where like if you can hear the note, can you sing the note? I don't know. You hear it, you know, and so you hear a voice and you're like, okay, like I can kind of sound like that. So you just start kind of fucking around with it, and you're just trying to find something similar when you're speaking to get that. And I noticed I could already do a Stewie Griffin impression. Okay. And Stewie Griffin is sort of that front of the mouth, forcing the air towards the tip of your tongue that's on the roof of your mouth, and you sort of, it's a lot of breath and yes. So it's forced out that way. Well, I realized that Stewie is not that far off in methodology than that Joker. Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes even if I fuck up the impression, I realize I'm like, oh, I just sounded like Stewie, or vice versa. Right. So to switch from Stewie, you just take away
the British accent.
The British accent goes away. And then you add the rasp. But that's how you do the Joker. It's very similar to doing old Stewie Griffin. A lot of people also say that it sounds like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z a little bit. There is kind of a high-pitched thing going on there. But okay. Yeah. So I guess, to answer your question again, it started off as, oh, I love that character. Oh, Stewie kind of sounds like that. I already do that one. Oh, shit. The methodology is pretty similar. And then you just start adding or subtracting things in your voice until you fucking have it. So,
that's cool.
Yeah. I'm sure, it's so funny, too. I'm sure if Mark Hamill were to see this, he's like, how do you do the Joker, Mark? I just fucking talk because I'm awesome.
Straight up boss.
Yeah, he was... nice enough to leave me a comment recently. Old Mark Hamill.
I mean, no big deal.
No big deal. You know, just a complete shitting my pants moment in the middle of a grocery store when I saw that.
What a place to just. I mean, the most ordinary fucking place you could possibly be for the most unbelievable fucking
just the coolest thing that's happened to me on that app so far. I mean, no shit. Like outside of like the initial I've got some followers now, this is cool, like that was a great feeling. Don't get me wrong, like I appreciate all of you if you're still here, and but I'm standing there buying some fucking he's gonna buy a place just to play the new Harry Potter RPG.
Oh no, that new Harry Potter game looks fucking dope.
We'll talk about that in a moment.
I meant to chime in when we were talking about Halo and we were on the topic of gaming. Zach, and so that we historically I've definitely been more of a PlayStation guy.
Oh yeah, I mean
like obviously I owned an Xbox, so I'm not against Xbox. I'm not one of those, fuckwits that's like, fuck Xbox, like PlayStation all the way. Like, I mean, I'm into owning any console that has any game that's awesome.
Where are the games that I like, and where can I play them?
Yes. Yeah, that
doesn't fucking matter.
That is it.
And what are my friends using? So if there's multiplayer,
exactly,
so I can be with them.
Right. I mean, especially for exclusive titles.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just historically over the last decade or so, the exclusive titles that I gravitate to tend to be on the PS4. And Zach, when I think that the trailer for that game debuted at the online E3 last year, maybe or
it was something. Yeah, sure. It could have been either it was at E3 or it was at PlayStation's like.
It was PlayStation's thing last late summer, I think, and I watched it and I was like, what?
Dude, I hope it's good because that's a universe that we haven't gotten to. I mean, think about this. The only video games for Harry Potter,
it's like the Lego games.
Legos, and then those old like movie tie-in games that were on the
and
Wii,
like the mobile game.
And like that. And the mobile and the Wizarding World, which really didn't take off the way they wanted it to.
No, surprisingly, I mean, a lot of people waited a long time for it.
There's still people that play it. It's still there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It didn't have that initial explosion like Pokemon Go did.
I think Pokemon kind of beat them to it, and
it's the same company. Niantic?
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about like company versus company. Like people were maybe a little bit of like fatigue from playing that game.
I'm fucking tired of running around my town with my phone. God, how American of us. I'm not going outside.
Right, fuck that exercise.
I'm not playing a video game in the park.
What am I, a plebeian?
Are you telling me that I gotta play this game and fucking socialize with people? Fuck that.
All right.
Hey, I hope somebody creates a pandemic so I don't have to go outside. Gina. But anyway, fucking, dude, I was buying fucking tomatoes to make bruschetta for like a family get together thing. And I'm
Isn't
like,
it bruschetta?
It's whatever the fuck you want to say.
I thought it was officially like bruschetta.
No.
Okay, just anyway.
But that's not wrong either. You can say bruschetta, you can say bruschette, which is what my grandmother says. You can say bruschetta. You can say
it's kind of like where people stop at like the first syllable for lasagna. Yes. Lasagne. Spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Are you talking about meats? You know, prosciutto. It's a prosciutto.
Okay.
It's just slang, and it's just regional.
That's why I fucking love Italian.
It's regional pronunciation.
It's just like, say whatever you want to say, and we'll
gabagool.
Figure it out. Gabagool. Yeah, when I figured out how that is spelled, I was like,
Capricola.
I was like, there is no fucking
you know where gabagool
way.
Came from, don't you?
I just know it from Sopranos.
Yeah, no, that's where it came from.
No fucking shit.
Yes, well, let me rephrase that. The Sopranos took place in New Jersey for the most part. So that's a Jersey thing. They didn't just say, fuck it, let's invent a word for the show.
Okay.
But they just included that because that's just like an authentic kind of thing that those fuckers around there saying gabagool. You know, I never said that in Chicago. Whatever.
So what is it? Is it like
it's
a meat?
Capricola. Yeah, it's the ham.
Oh, so
it's Cappy. It's fucking Cappy, dude.
Okay,
yeah.
they came up with a way of saying it.
They say gabagool because saying Capricola is fucking stupid.
Weird. Okay.
So they say that, or prosciutto for prosciutto.
Okay. The first time I heard it was because I've been a longtime fan of The Office, and I only watched The Sopranos for the first time up until like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago.
Did you finish the whole show?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think that's. Maybe we can get into that next. That's like I think the best show that's ever been made. One of. I know a lot. Like your Breaking Bads, your. You know,
sure.
There's been things that have followed.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time I heard that was the episode of The Office where they take the guy the salesman, the insurance salesman out to lunch, and he's like, I'll have the gabagool, and she's like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, the gabagool, and like Dwight's like, bring him the gabagool.
They have no. I remember now because they were trying to be tough or something.
Yeah, they were like he's
for the salesman.
He orders first, and he's like,
"I'll have the gabagool."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll have the spaghetti with the red sauce on the side. If the sauce is not on the side, I send it back." And she's like, "Okay," and Mike's like, "Well, I better fucking one up him on this shit.
Give me the gabagool.
Bring him the gabagool."
I never gave these fuckers the link to the damn.
You're doing great.
God, I suck.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm gonna share this because I'm good at my job.
Well,
anyway, so sorry. There's got to be, I guess, the comments. I thought there was more of a live chat, guys. It's the what the fuck?
Zach says they thought he was a mobster, but he was a pushy insurance salesman.
Before that, guys, it's the Afghanistan.
it's the Afghanistan Annies. No, that's a shawl.
Fuck, that's funny.
No, that's a dog.
All right, TikTok, here you go. Here's the Facebook link if that's something you want to do. So there you go.
Yeah, so far we got one guy in there, and his name is Zach, and he is one of our Patreon donors.
It says 3. Oh, you mean as far as comments?
Yeah, I was just being sarcastic. I mean, there's very few in there, but yeah.
Well, between here and we got 3 over there, so we got 6. Killing it, man.
Man, just straight up killing it. So you brought up
TV,
The Sopranos.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I have a place to comment on The Sopranos because you definitely gravitate more towards that kind of show, like the mobster movies and shows. Like
I don't know what you mean, David. I've never.
I mean, I think it has to do with your Italian background, maybe.
You know, he's Italian.
But got a whole burn there.
We'll tell those stories in a minute. Once we're good and liquored up, like we were at 4 p.m. today.
God damn, we were unnecessarily hammered at an unnecessary hour.
We'll talk about why.
Yeah.
In a little bit. Sopranos TV.
Yeah. So I definitely watched it a little bit later in the, I guess, the timeline of when it was
it
released.
Was already done, released onto videos.
People were done talking about it.
Sure.
And I finally got, I mean, to put it in perspective, I still have not watched The Wire either. I started.
I haven't either.
I've heard it's the greatest show of all time. People say it's better than Sopranos, and I'm like. I don't have the time.
I'm not gonna fucking watch it.
I don't have the What?
We have so many shows now, David. There's so much shit to watch.
How fucking white are we and fucking privileged? We're just there's so much content out there.
Content. I don't have to worry about getting food or water.
Can I just put it into my brain hole?
I'm proud to be an American where the content I want is free. Or it's $6.99 a month, more than likely, and then you gotta pay for your internet as well. But you got.
Yeah. Anyways, so okay, so I kind of would like to segue into, since you brought up paying for streaming services.
Well, let's finish the TV discussion.
That's what I'm talking about after.
Give me just off your hip real quick. Give me. It doesn't even have to be in a particular order.
Sure.
Give me your top 5 best, in your opinion, the best shows you've ever seen.
Across all platforms.
The fucking board. Whether it was network, whether it was
in no particular order.
No particular order, because I'm sure that's hard. Whether it's network television or streaming or otherwise.
The Office.
Okay.
6 Feet Under.
Word.
Parks and Rec is definitely up there.
So you got Office and Parks and Rec on there in the same
5. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mike Schur and
I love it too. That's just interesting.
Yeah. Did I say Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Okay, Game of Thrones.
Ooh, that's a juicy one that you put in there. Little controversial opinion there.
Little bit.
Yeah.
That's 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Got one more.
I feel like there's another 6 Feet Under. Did I say that?
You said that already.
Okay. God damn.
Is it Rocco's Modern Life?
It is
Rugrats.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Pete and Pete. Salute your shorts.
What is this 90s talk show hour?
You named your shows and now I'm naming mine. Zach says Trailer Park Boys. That's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
I've heard nothing but great things. There's a billion shows out there, that being one of them, that I've heard nothing but good things. People constantly tell me to get into that. They tell me to get into It's Always Sunny. Mm-hmm. I started it. I only made it to season 2.5 or 3.
Charlie Day looking ass has never fucking actually watched Always Sunny.
I've watched part of it.
That's the most perfect thing. I'm so glad that you haven't watched it, because it's just people say I look like Charlie Day, and I just don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I've seen Charlie Day in plenty of his movies,
but his humor.
I'm gonna jump under movies and then I'm gonna stop under butt.
You don't even have to try to do that. That's just, seriously.
Yeah.
Even when your hair was a little bit longer, before, it was.
Oh, you mean when I had hair?
Oh, I was just saying it was longer, but I didn't mean to bring up painful. I'm gonna go.
Dudes lose hair. You'll probably have your hair for the rest of your life. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have at least an 1.5 layer of fucking grease on my face for the rest of my fucking life, thanks to my ancestry as well. So that's cool.
You know,
when my girlfriend's like, "Don't wash your face with bar soap," I'm like, "It's the only thing that fucking works. Neutrogena is bullshit. Give me the hard. I'd wash it with bleach if I fucking could. Give me bathroom cleaners, Dawn, something to get this shit off of me." Because she's like, "You're gonna get wrinkles and you're gonna dry your face out." I'm like, I don't think it's possible to dry out my fucking skin because I'm such a fucking greaseball. Anyway, you haven't named your 5th show yet. It's very professional.
It is very professional.
I'm very professional. You're fired.
Let's see. There's Will and Grace.
Fair. Absolutely. You named a lot of comedies, I noticed. You named 3 comedies in your thing. Office, Parks and Rec, and Will and Grace. Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I enjoy dramas. I enjoy action. I enjoy the entire spectrum of TV, but comedy for sure. A very close runners up in beyond the top 5.
Now give me 5 honorable mention.
Yeah, thank you. That's the term. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is definitely
Same
high
production studio, which I agree, dude. They knocked it out of the park with 3 shows in a fucking row.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Let's see. Basically everything that was on Nickelodeon in the late 90s, like Snick, like the Saturday Night Nick lineup, like Are You Afraid of the Dark, all that. Where Kenan Thompson got his start.
You mean Saturday Night Live for children?
That's exactly what it was.
That was.
Yeah. Just the entire 90s Nick lineup.
I love that that's so funny because our lists are going to be very different. There's going to be 1 or 2 similarities, but our lists are going to diverge pretty hard here. But
you think so?
Yeah. You're going to like some of the shit that I'm going to say. You're going to be like, "Oh yeah, that show's great."
Okay.
But I love, because I mentioned you named a few comedies and then you went into Nickelodeon shit. So you just went for pure because I asked you what's your favorite, for you.
Right.
So it's you named these, most of what you said outside of maybe the 2 dramas that you listed is just happy fun times. That's not to take away from the fact that The Office, Parks and Rec, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine have some very fulfilling and heartwarming moments and borderline on the they mix in the drama and the more serious tones to improve the comedic effect of what they're doing, which is why I think those shows are so amazing.
Yeah.
I was so excited when in Parks and Rec when Ben and Leslie finally got together. Or
Ben is the best nerd on screen.
When, for instance, I had kind of a warming sensation in my heart when finally Ron Swanson met the love of his life, and I'm
Lucy Lawless, fucking Xena, warrior princess.
Of course it was. I like a self-possessed woman at the top of her field. Well, you got the warrior princess, bro.
I can't think of any more self-possessed woman.
I love when he's on the phone with her, for the first time, when he's like, "So you've already called Public Works. I agree. The government is pointless and should be dissolved.
Please hold.
Our government workers are inefficient and should be dissolved." But anyway, so I'll give you my 5. In no particular order. Sopranos.
Okay.
Parks and Rec. So there's our connection there. And then Breaking Bad.
That's, yeah.
Okay. And then, here, let me...
I'm now thinking of ones that I should have included on my top 5 that should have been there, and I didn't list.
Well, that's
because there's a lot.
So you said Game of Thrones, which I'm not going to include in mine, but I am going to say Dexter.
Okay.
Specifically seasons 1 through 4. Thank God that's coming.
You mean before it got bad?
Before it got dumb. But you want to just talk about pure favorites. I think of the ones I just listed, those 4 that I listed so far, that was the one that I used to get so fucking amped for a new episode was Dexter. I think more than all of them. And Sopranos, I was too young to watch it when it premiered, so that was a binge watch for me.
Yeah,
but I couldn't fucking stop.
I didn't either.
Know, and you know, me, Mr. I love Goodfellas and The Godfather and all that. I mean, God, that couldn't have been more tailor made for the shit that I like. But
I binged that shit too.
And then number 5. God, this is gonna like hurt my brain now. Favorite shows ever. Okay, I know we're only 2 seasons in. The Mandalorian. Okay, and
perfect.
I'm sure I'm forgetting like 100 things that I've seen, but you just want to talk about just like pure enjoyment and everything. The Mandalorian, in my opinion, is the best thing that has happened with Star Wars since like the fucking original movies. Like,
it's fantastic.
And it's not perfect. It's not perfect. There are definitely some episodes where you're like, all right, like
not for me.
Not, you know, whatever. And that's fine. I can debate on that all day. But the I mean, how many times are we going to watch the ending of season 2? You know, like, is that him? It's like, yeah, mother. And it's like, they know exactly what Dave Filoni and Favreau are almost like looking at you through their fucking crystal ball, being like,
you better get your fucking ass ready.
Like, yeah, you ready for this shit? Like, is that an X-Wing fighter? Yeah, it fucking is. Like, you're not ready, bitch.
Are you ready for this?
Like, they might as well, when he was approaching, you should change the music to the 1995-96 Chicago Bulls intro to get you fucking. And now, it's like, oh my God, it's Luke.
Like they just queued up Jock Jams Volume 3.
Everybody come, it's
time to slam now. We got a Jedi
coming now. Welcome to the Skywalker Jam. You know, fuck.
So
Mandalorian for me, and then I'll give you some honorable mentions. I will throw Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Office, both of them, into my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I also, gosh, I'm realizing like how much of not a TV person I am actually. Like in saying this, all of what I said was something that you could nowadays binge watch, or they were limited series.
I feel like I've become a big TV person over the last couple of years.
You know, I liked all the Nickelodeon shit we talked about back in the day when I was a kid too.
I only brought up the Nickelodeon shit because you did. Like
No, that's brilliant. No, I was into that too. I'm satisfied with what I said. I think that was my favorite stuff, and as far as rewatchable, I could, and I have done this, I will put Parks and Rec on in the background of
it's perfect
the house and just leave it on.
Yeah.
And I go to sleep to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've probably just absorbed it from start to finish probably 50 fucking times.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just always on. I'm also like on YouTube, I'll just watch clips of that shit when I'm
because they got all the deleted scenes and stuff.
Like,
yeah,
I mean, shit. Like this is that show is so good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thanks all 2 of you. Thank you so much. All right. You probably joined to see me do the things I normally do on my channel, and
we're not doing any of it.
We're probably not doing most of that. So you should come over you should watch the podcast though. Thank you.
So I thought of one that this is actually going to boot out Game of Thrones, make it more of an honorable mention. Better Call Saul needs to be in my top 10.
And I loved Breaking Bad, and I just didn't do.
If you love Breaking Bad, you will like Better Call Saul.
Well, then I gotta
at least like, if not love, just as much. Mm-hmm. I will even go so far as to say I like Better Call Saul more.
Damn.
It's definitely, I mean, written by the same guys, Vince Gilligan and I can never remember the other guy's name, so I apologize. So all 2 of you watching / listening, if you know his name, things, or I could just look it up my fucking self.
We do have
technology.
You want to know who wrote Better Call Saul?
It's it's like the co-creators, co-writers. It's Vince Gilligan and someone else.
Vince Gilligan is who they list for Better Call Saul.
Okay, I thought it was co-writers, but I could be wrong. But anyways, it is a slight change of pace. It's a little bit more upbeat and but there's still a lot of drama and seriousness, like holy shit moments, like Breaking Bad has. I love it. It's Saul was one of my favorite characters from Breaking Bad.
Fabulous.
And I had a lot of hesitations going into it. Like, you know, Saul seemed like one of those fine spices that you use sparingly. You know, I was like, how do you make a whole show about Saul? Like, it seems like you're just like dumping an entire bucket of salt on, you know, some chicken that you're grilling. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. And
sorry, I just imagine someone doing that.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
You know what's dangerous about this shit?
Drink too much of it?
Going down like fucking water.
Like peanut butter?
Like peanut butter?
Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter whiskey time. Peanut butter whiskey. Peanut butter whiskey. Peanut butter whiskey. Peanut butter.
But yeah, Better Call Saul. It's a good one. I like it a lot. You should add it to your watch list.
Will do. Absolutely. Hey, what's up?
Who we got?
We got Adam Angel. Here, let's read all these names. We've got Ghost Doctor, Adam Angel, Habit. Oh God, Night Fury 583. This is where we save people's names from the internet. Zach's Biggs Gaming, Night Fury 583. All right, now everyone start commenting things, damn it. Tariq 86 Castillo. Holy shit, there's like 12 fucking people in here. So,
hey, we're moving up in the world.
Guys, how are you? My name is Andrew. If you are one of my normal follower type people, thank you for coming back in. I am here joined again with David Dassow of the Geek Garage podcast. If you would like to see where all that shit is, go on down to I guess right now, if you want to watch this for real, Facebook.com/ do you have your URL for
Geek Garage? It's Facebook.com/Geek Garage podcast.
There it is for you. So you can get on there. Here, I'll go ahead and paste this for you guys once again. There it is.
Yeah, we also so there's that. We also have a Facebook group that we're so like the Facebook page that I just gave you, the Facebook.com/Geek Garage podcast. That's like the quote unquote website of, you know, the Facebook.
That's the
sphere.
hangout. That's where we hang out.
But like the Facebook group is where like all the conversation goes down. Like I try and post at least 2 or 3 times a week, like some active conversation topics. Like I'll do some polls and whatnot that to kind of get engagement up and going. And then a lot of the times when Ted and I record on a weekly basis, we will talk about those polls, and most of the time we try and tailor the polls or the discussions around our weekly topics. Right now we're doing martial arts month, which has been a lot of fun so
it's
far.
Going to be 31 days of Jackie Chan. And it's only Jackie Chan.
Dude, Jackie Chan is the fucking shit.
He's amazing.
He's the
Quick,
best.
Name 5 things that aren't Jackie Chan.
Hey, look, it's Jackie Chan.
Have you never heard that before?
No.
It's a quick. Name 5 things that aren't Jackie Chan. Wheelbarrow, ladder, beer cup, Jackie Chan. Fuck!
What's that from? Is that just a thing?
It's from something. Connor used to do that shit to me.
Okay, it kind of sounds like Billy on the Street.
Yeah. Super Saiyan Ryan 08. Welcome to the stream. Get ready for the ball slappingest time of your life. Did you ever use that fucking VO I did for you?
No. So I showed it to Ted and he was like, might be a little much, and I was like, that's the first time that this dynamic has.
Is it the blowing your balls off thing? Is that probably what the
I
problem
fucking
was?
loved it, like the way you
Adam
did
Mark,
it.
the
Like
dragon wagon.
so, like
Lonely weed.
wait, what's going on?
I'm just reading the names.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading the names. God, if you're listening to this after the recording, I'm sorry. Oh wait, they can watch the video. Never mind. Fuck you.
They could
Enjoy it, bitch.
Yeah, we'll put a link to it in the show notes of the
that's-
episode.
That's incredible. Imperator Augustus 5.
But
Guys,
yeah,
do me a favor. I'm so sorry, but real quick, here, follow this account. I just posted from Geek Garage in the comments, guys. Give that a follow. That is the official TikTok account for the Geek Garage podcast. And funny enough, if you like fucking tumblers and like drink,
as in the
drink
the cup
cups, not Tumblr, the website. That's pointless. But the drink cups, tumblers, fun things. This guy has quite the talent for.
You want to grab that box? We can actually
Is it this one?
the one that says hog on the side. Up, right. Follow my finger.
Way over there.
Yep, right there.
I'll be right back, y'all. Oh yeah. Are these finished products?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, guys.
So for
Welcome back to the Home Shopping Network. We've got quite the deal for you guys today. Make sure all you old ladies with credit card debt get your second mortgages ready, because we got a sale for you. First things on the list, we got this amazing Pikachu tumbler, and it's got the name of Pokemon on the side. And let me tell you what. If you're 76 years old and have no idea what the fuck Pokemon is,
you're probably a 76-year-old.
You're in for a treat. Get ready to now. You can talk to your grandchildren about what Pokemons are, and Pikachu's a good place to start. Then we've got this dripping rainbow. This is what happens when
a rainbow melts.
when a rainbow dies. Okay, you don't get to see this a whole lot because the lighting's got to be good. And funny enough, rainbows actually scream when they die as well. It's kind of like this, ah! and then they, then they're fucking gone. And then the next thing we got here is an actual good thing to talk about, because we are in Pride Month.
That is the one that I am the most proud of.
This is a nice one. So
yeah.
This is a Pride Month tumbler, and if you're not down with that, then get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah. This melty one, that was more of an experiment.
That Zelda one?
Yeah, that's
right
Zelda.
Here we got a Zelda one, and this is gonna be something that you and your kids can disagree on forever. Because when they're playing the game Zelda, and you ask them, "Hey, is that your main character Zelda?" And it's like, "No, his name is Link," and they're gonna be like, "I'm already confused." So I love the. Master Sword on one. You can't really see it because this one's got more like faded effects, but there's a Master Sword going through the Z, and then on one side you've got, of course, the Hyrule insignia.
Yeah.
Right there. And then we've also got, it gets better, folks, and these are all going for 3 easy payments of $7,000. And so then we've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love this one.
Yeah.
We've got a Falcon and Winter Soldier tumbler. So there's your Falcon. Sorry.
Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Yep. And that's dope. I like the split screen.
Yeah, that's actually the first edition that's still available. So if you wanna.
And then we got a Spider-Man. I love the texture of his face. Does it say things? Those words?
Yeah, it says "Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man," or courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And it makes his face.
Yeah,
that's absolutely. You can't really. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but the words are forming. Show it to your real camera too. The words are forming the face, and that's dope. Courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And then we got one of my personal favorites that you've made.
Hey, Paul!
This is Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Try getting a reservation at Dorsey now, you fucking stupid bastard!
Do you like Huey Lewis in the news? So anyway, Geek Garage Podcast. Go ahead and follow that TikTok account. That way you can get to his Etsy page. That's where you sell these lovely things on your... Is it Geek Garage Podcast?
That's the only thing that is slightly different. It is Geek Garage Gear. That's
Geek Garage Gear.
But yeah, that's the only thing that's different about my whole branding system. Is our Etsy page, which is Geek Garage Gear. But hey, at least it's pretty similar to. But
they can they'll get the fucking picture if they go ahead and follow.
We always
this TikTok.
Yeah, so I mean the best thing to do is just subscribe to the podcast and visit the website. And with every single episode that we put out, including this one, in the show notes, we put links to everything that includes, where you can find the podcast, our website, of course, where you can leave us a rating and review, and of course where you can visit our Etsy shop, the Geek Garage Gear. That is, like, we do have a few other things on there besides tumblers, but that is, like, my main focus because that's what sells the most. So,
word.
Yeah. That was...
For the fumblers.
For the fumblers.
That's extra money.
Yeah.
For the tumblers we just showed, follow the account that I just dropped into the TikTok chat, please and thank you. And, yeah. So... make him some fucking money. He's got kids and a dog, people.
Every cent that is spent by you all and earned by me subsequently goes to lots of cocaine and hookers. Mm-hmm. Exclusively, pretty much.
But it's not for us. It's for the needy.
Yes.
It's cocaine and hookers for the ones that need it. That haven't been able to have access to those two things.
Yeah, we're all about giving back to the Boys and Girls Club. We donate cocaine and hookers to the Boys and Girls Club, to the Boy Scouts of America.
Dear Geek Garage Podcast, though we are thankful for your acknowledgement, attention, and donation, we, however, cannot accept cocaine and hookers, as we feel that might be inappropriate for our...
and illegal, but...
illegal. So...
Well, you can get
if
fucked.
It's good enough for Charlie Sheen. It's good enough for the Boys and Girls Club of America.
Right. All right, what next?
What next? I'm responding to text message.
That's very unprofessional. You're fired.
You're fired.
I feel like
I built this company. Do you know how much I've sacrificed? It's Willem Dafoe. Not a good impression of Willem Dafoe. But
from
Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man.
Okay,
that clip
yeah.
is like floating around the internet again, where it's just him yelling at the board of directors, where he's just like, "You can't do this to me." You have any idea how much I sacrificed? Like, he just, like, changes his face all of a sudden into that psychotic Willem Dafoe thing.
Okay, I guess I haven't caught up with that one yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that is just fucking timeless that I love is I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Like, every single variation of that meme I fucking love. Like, it's so goddamn good. I saw one recently that got me, and it would be excellent. Actually, do I have it saved on my phone? Let's look.
I hope you do.
This is making for great, fantastic audio content. But here's one. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get in the flask.
Oh my god!
It's got little Nicky.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get in the flask.
Adrian, get in the flask. Dude, what are you talking about? Talking about an piece. Let's go.
Release the evil.
Release the evil. That's another impression that I can kind of do.
I was gonna say that was pretty good.
Hey, Adrian, get in the flask.
That was pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's only because I've seen Lil Nicky like a billion times and was one of like the 3 movies that I watched incessantly with my brother Josh when we were growing up.
Lil Nicky's great.
Yeah. I got a picture of me and my son riding go-karts for the first time, but
that's ridiculous.
No fucking memes of Willem Dafoe.
Why do you have pictures of your kids?
I know.
It's
weird. I don't understand why they're on my phone. Like,
Ew.
I mean, I do have like a random like accidental screenshot of porn on there where, you know, you just have it on there and you're like, whoops, I didn't mean to screenshot that. So
I've never seen.
What's this porn you speak
I've
of?
never seen that before, so I don't. You know, I made a vow to God. I can't even finish those.
Dear Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Any people on my page that were offended by that, fuck you.
Every once in a while, when someone gets down on themselves, and they're just like, you know, I just can't do this, and I'm like, anything is possible through the power of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Have you ever tried to launch a product and then immediately alienate 37% of your fan base? Talk about religion.
Especially here in the fucking South.
Disregard. I've been in the booze.
Disregard
Here.
your surroundings.
Here, let's do a shot with him.
Yeah.
Even you have some in there.
Just
Just
fill it up. There you go.
This broadcast is brought to you by Screwball Whiskey. Do you like peanut butter and jelly? Now you can drink it.
At least one of those parts.
Yeah.
Cheers again.
Slancha.
Down the hatch.
But honestly, guys, they're not an official sponsor. That would be dope, though.
No, it is good whiskey, though.
Screwball peanut butter whiskey. It's really sweet. Tastes like peanut butter and like almost like butterscotch popcorn or like caramel corn or something.
I could see you finding a way to make a butter beer.
Totally.
An alcoholic butter beer
I have
beer
had
out of
this
this.
in bushwhacker form before.
That
and it
sounds
was
fucking
spectacular.
dope.
Spectacular.
Yeah. I love bushwhackers.
Oh my god. That is one of those drinks though. If you're like,
You got to be careful.
Well, not only from the like just amazing amount of alcohol that's in them, but also it's just a bunch of sweet shit. It's a fucking milkshake,
right?
So you're like, all right, let's go party. Like, you can pound a bunch of beers, you can do a bunch of shots. You don't go out and drink like 6 bushwhackers. You'll die.
Precisely.
You'll literally die.
And if you do survive to tell the tale,
fuck off. Sorry.
Fuck off. If you do survive to tell the tale, you will have the world's biggest headache the next morning from all the sugar.
But it's so good though.
Yeah.
So there's a
3 Crow.
Down.
One of my favorite places to get one.
So the first bushwhacker I ever had was at we're Nashville based, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know that.
Well, currently residing in Murfreesboro.
It's easier to say Nashville.
Yes.
But what you call it? Broadway Brewhouse. Was the first place that I had one at because they had the machine. Because it's different. Some places that like say like, oh, we've got a bushwhacker in the menu, and then you get it, and they're putting fucking ice and like mixing shit into a blender.
They gotta have the machine.
Fucking terrible. You gotta have that slushy machine.
Yeah.
That you can just dump all this shit in and actually do it correctly. Or else it's awful.
Yeah.
Because I was in Seaside, Florida, there on 30A, and I was so excited because I saw on one of the bar's menus that they had
bushwhacker,
a peanut butter bushwhacker, which I had and honestly forgot where I had it here, but I was like, oh fuck, God, that sounds so good. I get there and I watch him make it, and I stopped him.
Because he had to hand make it. He busts
out this blender, and at first I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens here. And then I just see him adding it, and I'm like, I just go, hey, I'm just gonna stop you right there. I was like, I'm not gonna like that, and I'm so sorry. I was like, man, I said, but I ordered another drink.
Did he pull out like a bullet ninja?
He looked at me. No, he pulled the fucking Island Oasis machine out. And this chunky ass ice is going in the fucking machine like he's about to make a daiquiri for some fucking dipshit for the beach, and he starts making a quote unquote bushwhacker. Those blenders are fine for daiquiris or a frozen margarita or for some shit, but it's not going to work for this. It's not going to work. And so I just was like,
it's cream based.
I'm just like, I'm just going to stop you right there. Like, I'm not going to like it. Yeah. So let's go another direction. Yeah. You know. And he looked at me all weird. I'm like, okay, well, sorry, that's going to suck. So.
Yeah.
And I'm normally not Mr. Pretentious at any restaurant. Obviously, you know what we've done for a
People
lot of our lives.
like the. I mean, it's a drink that you're paying for, so I mean, you might as well get what you're.
Like, I'm not gonna make you waste your time. Who is the Joe? Thank you for sending likes to the host. Jack-O-Lantern72, appreciate the follow. Cannibal99, welcome. Hope you're not hungry. Specs 1237. Did I just? Was that? That was like Jason Statham almost.
It sounded like an aggressive Michael Caine.
Is that what Jason Statham is?
I think so.
We were talking about links and voices earlier. So, Michael Caine is this guy right there.
Right.
So let's make him pissed off. So all you got to do is add a little bit of that. And you got Jason Statham.
It's pretty close.
I'm going to jump in my car. And I'm going to run you fucking over. Because I'm a transporter. And then I'm going to fight Dwayne Johnson.
You just took your foot off the tiger's neck.
That was all right. That was all right. Who we got? Mr. Baja Panty. You fuckers on TikTok are having some fantastic names. This is great.
Yeah, y'all are creative. I am not. I just
named it after the thing that I do.
They were like, what do you want your username to be? I was like, I guess the podcast.
The name of the shit that I make.
Yeah. And then ironically post nothing that has to do with the podcast.
What cracks me the fuck up is it's called the Geek Garage Podcast on...
And it's nothing but
it's
Tumblrs.
Your Tumblrs and the one video of you and me.
Well, I mean,
But those Tumblr videos are... Granted, they look nice. The videos are nice. It's just so... It's just, for those of you that don't realize, even making a 30 fucking second clip of... especially your podcast,
right,
is a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, that's the reason why we're doing this video. We're going to start doing video for the podcast.
Thank you for being our guinea pigs, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why we're doing this, is so that going forward, we can have actual video clips to share on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Andrew will, from time to time, be on the show. It seems like he's, got some time in his schedule now every once in a while to come on.
You ever just use all your PTO at the same time?
Yes.
Yes, I did. God, it's great. God, if you don't have PTO at the job, you have quit that fucking job.
I second that, yeah.
Holy shit, if they're not taking care of you, they can fuck off.
Yeah, I told, when I took my last vacation, I told work, hey, I'm not really going anywhere, so if y'all need me, don't be afraid to, text me. And they were like, David, we're not gonna fucking do that. And I was like, is this what, good treatment from an employer looks and feels like? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the case. Which
I will say this, I know I talk a lot of shit about the industry that I'm in but
that's part of the fun.
That is part of the fun. And restaurants, people, I won't name which one, but I will say that they do a fabulous job on the back end as far as you're rewarding you for your time of service. And I've got 5-6 weeks of vacation, personal days, all that shit.
That's pretty good.
I mean, fuck. I mean, I can't. I mean, for the type of job that I do, it's I can't complain about that.
Yeah, I mean, we met at the same restaurant.
We did meet there.
And I mean, although I
cannot. When we were skinny and cute.
We are neither of those things anymore.
I don't know. You look pretty good. I have aged tragically.
I mean, when I started taking Adderall, I dropped a shit ton of weight.
Is that the secret?
Kinda, yeah.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Secret? Is it safe? Yeah. Well, I mean, that was my secret. Plus, I gave up my really fatty breakfasts that I was eating. It was
my problem is
the booze. Yeah.
No, not the booze.
Oh,
this shit, beer.
Okay. Beer specifically.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And of course, everything I cook has to be all right. Problem is I'm watching Gordon Ramsay, who has a fucking 6-pack and looks fantastic.
Right.
And of course, he's like, I like to cook healthy, so I'm going to add a bucket of butter. Like, that motherfucker uses more butter. That's why his food's so good.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, oh, if he says, look at him, he looks great. And there I am.
Yeah, but Gordon fucking Ramsay he's Gordon fucking Ramsay, and he can afford a personal trainer to kick his ass every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I love him.
We haven't talked about anything nerdy in a hot minute. You want to pivot to something nerdy and geeky?
We forgot that, like, people were here to... Is that the name of the game?
The thing of the podcast, yeah.
Sure. All right, so,
Loki?
Loki.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit of Marvel and some Loki going here.
Yeah.
So,
we got the first episode under our belt.
So, spoiler alert, if you have not seen Loki, episode 1,
hit the mute button.
Might want to fuck off for a minute, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it anyway. That might have been the best. So of the 3 Marvel shows that we've gotten, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, and then Loki. To me, this was the best introductory episode of all 3 of them.
Okay.
And I'm saying that remembering how good Falcon and Winter Soldier's first episode was, where Falcon's
just a strong statement,
fucking whooping ass. You and I were talking about that emotional scene earlier. So that I'm just saying, for me, that I think it's the best. Excuse me, intro scene or intro to this episode of the show, because this show, I didn't know what to expect out of this one. All I knew was, you know, we all love Tom Hiddleston, we love Loki's character, but we were all sitting there being like, what the fuck are they going to do? All we know is that it's the Loki from the little extra timeline that got the Tesseract at the end of, or I'm sorry, during Endgame, and got the fuck out of there. You know? And it's like, well, that's all I know. And Owen Wilson's in it.
Yeah.
Cool. And then they establishing the fact that this time authority people, they exist in a space where everything that we thought was so fucking important and provided the power base for the MCU, I'm referring to the Infinity Stones, or that didn't fucking matter.
Nope.
I mean, you had a drawer full of replicant, I mean, like, multiple of the same kind of Infinity Stones in this fucking idiot's drawer. And I think Loki's face was our face when he saw that. He's like, how the motherfuck do you have that? So besides the fact that our setting is cool and we're being established with, okay, there's some time travel shenanigans, there's multiverse shenanigans, there's supposed to be a timeline, okay, cool. But letting Tom Hiddleston fucking take the show and be the star, because he's always been sort of a number 2 or a side character this whole time, giving that guy the lead. The best scene in the episode is when he watches what would have been his future, the future that us as the viewer of the other movies know, but that Loki does not know. Hands down. And watching how emotional, sad / you talked about range of emotion earlier. With him, the entire spectrum of emotions. The horrifying sadness of knowing that his future self is responsible for his mother's death, and then also going to how elated and happy he was to see Thor getting along with Thor, fighting side by side with Thor, and hearing Thor, and Valkyrie. And hearing Thor say the words like, I thought the world of you, you know, and seeing that, and then hearing Odin tell them, I love you, you know, to both of them. Did you see like the little like grin, the slight grin and laugh that he gave when he was like, if you're here, I'd like hug you or whatever, and he kind of like gave a slight laugh. And so I'm like, that scene alone for me, I was like, fuck yeah, like this show is already awesome. You've already given me the humor, which was the beginning of it, where he was just caught and you know, taken to the time place, and then giving us the setting and the understanding of like, these guys are the most powerful. I mean, this place, what the fuck is this place? And then giving us that emotional scene of Loki, and then also cool that now we know that they're going to be using him to fix or hunt down, which is quite possibly, I guess they said it's him, It said it's you.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe there's another version of him fucking around out there.
That was going to be my question to you. Is it another variant, or did they establish that it's another variant?
All they said. All Owen Wilson's character said.
It's you.
He just goes, yeah, it's you. You're hunting you, and they were like, ooh, and that was the end of the episode. But is it? And you see that hooded figure.
Yeah, but that's all you see. Like
you know what? It might not fucking be him. Like.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe it's a scroll.
Maybe it's a scroll. Maybe I know the creators are like, it's not Mephisto, because everybody wants it to be Mephisto, especially when that little kid pointed at the picture of the devil. But what I got from that was, oh, he's got horns. It's Loki with the helmet thing on.
Oh, sure.
You know, so maybe it is another replicant, which I'd be fine with that. If it's another multiverse Loki who's like a bad motherfucker. To me, that's just fun. That's adding into this kind of slow progression that the MCU is doing right now with these shows of introducing us to, like, we're about to fuck your mind up with this multiverse shit.
Yeah, this multiverse is gonna get fucking wild, because we were also talking about this off air, like the multiverse stuff in the comic books. And, I've only really gotten into it in the Spider-Man universe. I guess no pun intended, but like, it's crazy we're
going to see a film version of this.
Yeah.
Which opens up the door more. The MCU is already its own comic book.
Right.
It's already taking creative liberties and doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And we've accepted it. It's great, and now they're like, all right, now we're going to fuck with the multiverse thing. Yeah. And you're like, yes, please.
Honestly, I love it. Like, I want them to keep on making these fucking movies until the day they put me in the... Actually, I'm being cremated. So the day they put me in the oven is... they can stop there.
I am going to be the first to sign up for cybernetics because I want to live forever. Because no one's going to stop me from seeing... Star Wars Episode 37.
I've been thinking about getting robot legs. It's a risky procedure, but I think it's worth it.
Yes. Sign me the fuck up.
But
here's the thing. I don't want to be wrong about God. Get up there and I'm like, fuck.
You got me.
You got me.
You got me.
You were there the whole... You cheeky bitch. First question I'm going to ask you.
Bone cancer in children.
Bone cancer in children. Why?
Like...
second thought. You let Dexter season 8 happen, and I just want to know.
You didn't strike down those writers.
Why didn't you also murder the offices of HBO when they took Game of Thrones into the fucking gutter? I just want to know why you let that happen. And
the last good moment was when, spoiler alert, when Arya fucking shanked the king of the White Walkers.
Dude, that should have had some kind of fucking Halo sound effect. Assassination. Like, as soon as she takes his fucking ass out.
That was the last good moment of that show.
It's unfortunate. They needed 2 more seasons to if they were gonna do the whole Daenerys goes fucking crazy thing. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But give me some episodes about where and why and
right,
because that's, to me, that's like an Anakin Skywalker kind of story, like, because Daenerys has been some people's main character / hero this whole time,
right?
And if she's gonna have a turn to the dark side like her ancestor.
It should have been a little bit more gradual.
Give me some time. You're not just like, you know what, fuck them kids, and then just dragon fire.
Yeah. So like, if you go back and watch like a bunch of YouTube videos, like explaining or showing you all the hints throughout the seasons, like here's all the proof that you need that Daenerys is going to eventually become the Mad Queen. like you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense then. However,
it's almost like, no, don't happen. Okay, well, we all saw why that
but
happened.
like you said, at the same time, like you said, that switch was just too abrupt. It was too much of a hard left turn.
It was one scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to bitch about in the Star Wars prequels that Anakin, to me, turns to the dark side in like 5 fucking seconds.
Right.
That was great compared to that fucking...
Fuck them kids.
I mean, seriously, she's riding around on the dragon being like, I just think it'd be pretty wizard if we just burned every motherfucker in this town and, yeah, fuck them. Like, it's like, 5 minutes ago, you want... What? So, we're talking about Loki. So,
oh, yeah.
So, I'm excited to see... I have nothing but questions and I got nothing to tell you about, like, oh, this is where I think the series is gonna go.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I've been turning my brain off for all these shows, for WandaVision, for Falcon and Winter Soldier, for this. I just turn my brain off and just let it happen.
Yeah.
Like, it takes all the fun for me. This is just me personally, but it just takes all the fun out of like trying to guess what's going on and what's going to happen. Like, I just much rather just ingest it into my eyeballs and my brainium and just witness it rather than like just, trying to guess what's going on and what's going to happen next.
I have this incessant need to do that to myself where I have to try to figure it out, but I'm happy that I'm looking at Loki going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going.
And that's the beauty of the show. And maybe that's Marvel just continuously getting better at what they're doing.
Did you know that Kevin Feige, Kevin Feige,
yeah,
he's making a Star Wars movie?
I think I did know that.
Yeah. Who else is making a Star Wars movie? Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
Thank you. That's all I got to say. I don't give a fuck what it's about.
No,
it could be.
I'm already on board.
It could be the Adventures of Jar Jar Binks. Like, well, who's directing it? Taika Waititi. That's gonna be fucking great. Like, don't care. I those guys can fucking do stories. That's.
Did you see the reports about him and the rest of the Thor Love and Thunder crew? Wrapping up production.
Yeah, they just finished.
And
Did you see how gigantic that Chris Hemsworth is now?
He's a fucking monster.
He's bigger. That's the biggest Thor. Muscular Thor, not fat Thor, but like, he's fucking enormous.
Yeah, like,
holy shit.
He will crush your fucking head with his biceps.
So did you know that he's Chris Hemsworth is playing Hulk Hogan in a Hulk Hogan biopic film?
No.
That's a real thing. I want to say he may have also have been doing that.
Okay.
Which would explain why the fucking 24-inch pythons, brother, are a thing.
Hey, brother!
Like, those... Jesus Christ. That picture of him on the golf cart with Taika, it's like, we were out filming, it's in black and white. I'm like, is that CGI arms? Like, what the fuck?
Speaking of that side of sports and entertainment, did you know that Jamie Foxx is going to play what's the boxer with the face tat? Tyson, yeah, in a biopic.
That's perfect because his
right?
voice. He's been doing that voice for years.
Yeah. You put a little bit of meat on him, and he looks about right.
Just shave his head.
Jamie Foxx is a fantastic actor.
Well, he's amazing. I'm even talking like luckily, like, for the believability of this shit. Like I said, I'm sure he's gonna kind of beef up a little bit for the role
for sure.
But motherfucker can look like him, like, as well.
He already looks like him.
So Mike Tyson's early life and then all the way up to the time of his life where he went
through some shit.
Holy shit. But he did some bad shit.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna downplay. Unfortunately, what's so funny? If Mike Tyson existed in that way in today's world, he's done. You know what I'm saying? The shit that he fucking did.
Oh yeah.
There is no comeback for him. He's done forever.
Yeah.
Different times, different
Yeah.
things. But I'll say this about Tyson. I mean, we're going so into a different thing here, but like that is the scariest boxer during his when he was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Holy shit.
He's just
do you ever
terrifying.
Do you ever just go back and look? I don't know. I like to watch. I'm an old sports clips kind of person. Whether either
not so much.
Top 10 greatest things ever happened in blah 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 sport kind of person. But because I have all that in my search history, the gods of the internet that track us every day, put a Mike Tyson thing,
right?
And it was like top Tyson knockouts.
Okay.
Most of which are from his early days.
Right.
I mean, he's just walking up to a motherfucker and one punching them and they're just dead. I mean, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's not like he was without technique. The guy could box. He just was there to kill you. I mean, like, he just got in your fucking grill and was like, bye. And I just, you look at all these other boxers that you've seen throughout the years that either dance around or they got, he just like walks directly at you and you're fucked. And anyway, that's just funny. So Jamie Foxx playing him is pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I mean, I don't know really anything about it. I just heard it from a podcast that I was listening to.
Probably win an Oscar for that too.
Probably. Deservedly so.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of other movies and things that we love. Did you see Harrison Ford's recent leaked?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you mean Indiana Jones 5?
Ooh.
Indiana Jones 5 is hardcore in the middle of filming right now. And Harrison Ford is fucking Indiana Jones. And there is some... maybe some flashback scenes of some de-aging hijinks that they've gotten very good at doing recently.
Yeah, that's coming along.
And i.e. The Irishman, or other Star Wars films that have already
The Irishman which was I mean, to me personally, like I feel like Scorsese would have been like, nothing short of fantastic in regards to the de-aging will be unacceptable. And I looked at it and I was like, I feel like it could have been better.
You know what's funny? Deep fakes and what people can do on the internet, they are better than some of the effects that I saw in that movie. It's not bad. I think it's so funny. When they finally put that movie out, I think that method had already progressed. And
I'm sure
we had seen it.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, oh, well, that doesn't look as good as what we already have.
Yeah, that's the thing about technology.
They just already were good at it.
Yeah, that kind of shit just evolves so fucking quickly.
There was a guy on YouTube that took the Irishman scenes and he's like, oh, I fixed it. And like, yeah, honestly, if you were going for a younger Robert De Niro, he made him look just like he was in Goodfellas, and
oh wow,
it looked better.
Interesting.
But anyway, Indiana Jones is fucking happening, man. I don't remember the cat. Here, I can kind of pull up the.
So is Harrison Ford not tired of that role?
He actually loves Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Like 10 times more than Han Solo.
Okay.
Oh, you know who the bad guy is in Indiana Jones?
Who?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Really?
Yeah. Boy.
Excellent. Yeah.
So
he is awesome.
So yeah, Harrison Ford loves playing Indiana Jones, and he said in several interviews, "I'll play Indy until you can make 10 of these, until I die." He only returned to Star Wars because of the fucking paycheck.
Sure.
He did. After doing it, he had nothing but lovely things to say about his experience, and he was happy to promote the movie and
that's good.
All that. He wasn't a douchebag about Star Wars or anything, but he just loves Indiana Jones. So when they were like, because Lucasfilm owns Indiana Jones,
right?
So that's what they're making it, and so he was just like, "Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds good," and so he's doing that, and I don't know if this is one of those. I don't know if they're retconning Crystal Skull. I don't know if they're just going to. I think the better thing to do would just be to loosely acknowledge that movie exists.
Ted and I talked about this a little bit. I think it was on our episode of the movie Hot Takes Love Edition / Hate Edition. And we were he had that on his Love Edition, the Crystal Skull.
He loves the movie.
Take the word love and expand it to love, whatever. He enjoys it. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, really? Because I remember going to see it, and I was like, granted, I am not a huge Indiana Jones fan. I didn't grow up with these movies, just like I grew up with Star Wars, but I didn't grow up with Indiana Jones movies. I didn't even really see the first one until I was in my film class in senior year of high school.
Yeah, see, to me, Indiana Jones movies were almost parallel to Star Wars. I was getting both.
It should have been the same for me, but for some reason it was just Star Wars. Anyways, I really enjoyed Crystal Skull. And I mean, whatever, shoot me in the fucking face for saying that, but
is it the worst thing I've ever seen? No.
I know a lot of people didn't like it, and that's coming from the classic indie movies.
Remember, you're going into the territory we were talking about in the kitchen earlier about Star Wars fandom.
Yeah.
And how that can get real fucking critical and everything. And is it the weakest of the Indiana Jones films?
Probably.
However, Harrison Ford is great the whole time. I didn't even dislike
Shia LaBeouf
at all. His son, it was neat that they brought Marion back. I will say that movie has a villain problem. I just didn't really dig Cate Blanchett's Soviet character very much. The other Indiana Jones films, he's fighting the Nazis for two of them anyway. And whereas in the first one, he's got the Nazis and his rival archaeologist guy, and they're going after the Ark,
Right.
Second one, Temple of Doom's a prequel, and it was the Stones and the tribal people, which is still a fucking fun movie. Don't get Kalima, that whole thing. But then 3, right back to fighting the Nazis. We got Sean Connery as his dad, and now we're going after the Grail. I think what shook a lot of people was all of Indiana Jones movies prior to that point. He's going after artifacts that are rooted in some kind of religious or historical background. Even the stone things for that culture, that's believable. I think when all of a sudden it was aliens,
sure,
people were like, what the fuck? And guess who wrote that? George Lucas. George had that. He wanted it to be aliens. And yeah, the crystal skulls were, there are crystal skulls, and that was a neat thing to tie them into, but I think that's what shook a lot of people. So for me, I don't hate that movie. It just doesn't do a whole lot for me, and I think the other ones are so much better. Yeah. That what this movie needs, and I hope they do it, either Harrison Ford does actually carry the whole movie, and he's like there is no Shia LaBeouf type character at all, and they just somehow make that believable where he's really doing some shit, and they just execute that properly, and people will be happy for it. Yeah. Or the supporting character, if there is one, whatever his, maybe the main, because Indiana Jones are action movies. This motherfucker can't do action anymore. Yeah. So whoever, let's just say, takes that up, they better be fucking great. That if that person is lovable, where you're like, fuck yeah, I love that character, whatever, then we'll get by. Yeah. We just can't have a similar thing where you just don't really give a shit about the villain at all, and then they fly away on a spaceship. I think that's just what a lot of people saw. Yeah. So you put Mads Mikkelsen in that fucking movie, I'm already love him, and he's a great villain no matter what. Him and Christoph Waltz are oh yeah, who are they? The villain? Word.
I'm
like,
in.
men, don't care what it's about.
I've heard Hannibal is fantastic.
I should have included that on my fucking list.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
Let me ask you this. Have you seen Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Red Dragon?
Yeah.
All the Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so I've seen Silence of the Lambs the most, and what are you, size 14?
Size 14.
I've seen it the most, and I've seen it the most recently. Red Dragon and Hannibal. It's been a while since I've seen them, but I have seen them.
So, the Hannibal show, they wanted to make more seasons. They got canceled early.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they they knew they were getting canceled. They knew they had one more season. So like season 1, season 2, you're like, oh shit, this is Red Dragon. Like, this is dope. It's like a reimagining of that.
Okay.
Because you get Will Graham. That's Edward Norton's character.
Right.
The main relationship in the movie is Will and Hannibal. Because it's Will first coming to him as the therapist and as the friend and whatever, and then realizing that this motherfucker eats people. And then Hannibal relishing in manipulating Will. And Will has a lot of mental problems.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to make a killer out of Will. You know, so that's neat. But then you get introduced to familiar characters. You get Jack Crawford, the head of the FBI, played by Lawrence Fishburne in this case.
Right, yeah.
And you get, so like they hit you with the like, oh yeah, it's that fucking character from whatever one, you know. You get Dr. Dr. Fuckface from Silence of the Lambs. That was
right.
the head of the asylum or whatever. So then they get to season 3 and it's like, oh, we just gotta like all of a sudden fucking finish this. So they kind of take Hannibal, the story Hannibal,
mm-hmm.
and squish it in there, skip Silence of the Lambs altogether because they just didn't get to Clarice. They just couldn't get that far.
Sure.
And they made Will Graham like the Clarice, basically.
Okay.
And they kind of like, that's how they end. They just end the show utilizing that. So
interesting.
So you're it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. As an original, that third season is almost like, oh, this is like if they just wrote Hannibal now. Right. You know, and so it's a neat interpretation because they had to just like, well, I guess we gotta figure it out. And they ended it, and it still has a great ending. So 3 seasons.
That's cool.
The most satisfying scenes in the grossest kind of fucking way are him cooking.
Nice.
Because there's always like classical music, and he's like, it's like that close camera
right
on the food, and you're like, I mean,
that's people.
I'd eat it. So.
But it's people.
So
yeah. Speaking of Lawrence Fishburne, was just confirmed. I mean, we kind of all figured this, but he was finally confirmed, like legit, for John Wick Chapter 4, which is going to be the best fucking movie ever filmed ever.
Why do you say that?
Just because I'm a huge fucking fan of the John Wick. Like,
so
it is the best franchise of all time. I mean, like,
you're so into this,
dude. Like, you have no fucking.
That's the best movie I've ever seen,
dude. Like,
fuck the Wizard of Oz, fuck the Godfather, fuck Star Wars.
I'm gonna make a
John Wick. They killed his dog, and he just fucking killed all of them. That's a man.
I mean, you know.
No, dude, those movies are shit. Keanu Reeves ages like a fine wine in both his appearance and his acting ability.
He's the best.
God, he used to suck so bad, and now he's just like, he figured it out. He's like, I think if I just kick the shit out of people in my movies, I'll have a good career.
That's the trick. I just gotta team up with Chad Stahelski with everything.
Matrix, it was like, oh, I'll just beat everyone's ass for the rest of my career. Keanu Reeves is fucking your shit up 5, The Reckoning. Like, it doesn't matter. You can call him John Wick, you can call him Neo, you can call him whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
He's beating your ass.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Dude, like,
he killed a guy with a fucking pencil.
Yeah, and then in oh shit, was that 2?
The second one, he actually did it.
Yeah. And dude, I'm just, when they announced
5 of those, by the way.
Yeah, when they announced Bill Skarsgård, I was like, What? And then, even better when they announced.
Wait, is that time to float?
Yeah.
Time to float. Hello, John.
Yeah, it's just Pennywise shows
you
up
want a
and
shiny red balloon? I killed your dog. Oh shit!
imagine Pennywise being terrified of John Wick.
Have you seen all the John Wick memes about villains being scared of John Wick?
No.
Oh my god, the best one is Thanos.
Oh my god,
So
really?
Thanos snaps, and the dog is dusted. That's all I gotta say,
Okay.
right? But John Wick is still there.
Yeah.
So there's this thing where he's like, I am inevitable. Snap. And then like the next little animated scene is John Wick, and then the dog does, and he's just his fucking face. And then Thanos finds out, and he's like, oh shit. it's like, yes, report. And he's like, sir, when you did the snap, you made a huge mistake. Oh yeah, what mistake is that? You killed John Wick's dog, sir. Oh fuck. And then like there's so many other things in that too. So yeah, if Pennywise were to be like, I gave your dog with time to float. And it's like, people have been asking me if I'm back. I'd say I'm back. Oh no. I mean, seriously. If I would give all of my money to the Hollywood producer that was able to convince Keanu Reeves and like several famous other Hollywood actors to play whatever villainous role they've ever played that is famous and just do a fucking supercut of John Wick killing every single one of them. I'm talking like Thanos, Darth Vader, Pennywise, I don't know, fucking every villain and anything ever, and it's just John Wick taking care of it.
Yeah.
Even like John Wick in a horror movie. Like imagine The Ring. Fucking Samara comes out of the fucking well and he just grabs that bitch. He grabs that bitch by the fucking hair and just like fuck you. You know, like I want him to go and just like those fears that you had of whatever movies they were, and he just kills that fucking asshole. Fucking Exorcist. Your mother sucks cocks and like, you know, shoots her in the fucking head. You know. Fucking The Grudge, just shut the fuck up. You know, I just want John Wick to kill every villain in Hollywood. That's all I want.
Yeah,
I'll give you all of my money. So Hollywood, if you're watching this, because you're definitely not, here's all of my money, all $17 of it.
Same with the John Wick franchise. As long as they keep making movies, my ass will be in the theater seats watching them. And speaking of which, how excited are you that movie theaters are basically back?
Bro,
and
I saw Cruella.
Did you?
That's what I saw.
How was it?
Fantastic, man.
I've heard pretty good things about it.
Saw Cruella in theaters. It was fun to go to the theater. It was an AMC, so I could have me a little beverage while I was sitting there.
I like an AMC theater.
Oh, that's my favorite now. And
it's pretty much the only. Well, I mean, Opry Mills is open.
I mean, yeah, Regal, I guess, exists now, but they haven't gotten on the train yet.
No.
Yeah, dude.
What we got?
Just trying to tell somebody.
Oh, we got someone in the chat asking questions.
Streaming on that. Sorry, TikTok. I gave you the link if you were asking about that. Thank you so much for the likes, by the way. So anyway, movie theaters. Yeah, we went and saw Cruella, and I went into that movie. It was one of those things where my girl's boss had bought tickets, and it was like a free thing, which I was so excited. I mean, I was like, "Fuck it, let's go."
Sure.
But I was worried that I'm not going to spoil the movie. By the way, it is pretty new, so but I was worried that. Did you see Maleficent?
I have not. No.
Okay. Maleficent did well. It was well received. And honestly, perfect casting with Angelina Jolie for that role. But what Maleficent did was almost it kind of makes Maleficent not a villain.
Humanize?
Not even a villain. I'm talking not just humanized, makes her a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I just had a fundamental problem with that, because to me, I'm like, Maleficent is like the mistress of evil, like ultimate Disney bad guy.
Right.
You know, don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And the movie is still good. I just didn't agree with like for what it is, it's fine. I just was like, well, that's weird to me.
Sure.
So I'm going into Cruella being like, are they gonna make?
They gonna do the same shit?
Not even fucking close.
No.
That movie is Emma Stone versus Emma Thompson. Who can out bitch the other one? They are both terrible, and they are against the fuck. It's Cruella de Vil establishing who she is, and this other bitch is another fashionista who's very successful and older, and she's got to go. So you are getting the full how she established who the fuck she is.
Okay.
And what blew my mind was I very much enjoyed the story of the film and where we ended up, and you get all, if you're a 101 Dalmatians fan, you get all your little like, oh, that's that person, or oh, that's that person, or
right.
Oh, look at that, you know. And then but then just her little story of like how she grew up, and then when she kind of comes into her own as the bitch of fashion, you know, and then her fucking. But what blew my mind was her outfits and the stylization.
Oh yeah, I heard that they were out of this fucking world.
Damn, like the shit she's wearing is just fucking cool, and it just fits the whole theme.
Yeah.
And Emma Thompson is fucking amazing as your quasi villain of the she is the villain of the film, and she's the top head bitch of fashion in England, and she gotta go, bro. So great fucking movie. It established her as like, okay, I can see her eventually as she is in 101 Dalmatians.
Sure.
Because she's very young in this. Because in 101 Dalmatians, she's an old lady.
Right.
You know?
Very decrepit.
Yeah.
She's basically a skeleton with skin.
Yeah, which, honestly, if we want to maybe make it closer to the Glenn Close live action one that they did back probably when we were younger, you know?
Right,
like,
yeah.
She's not that much older than Anita and Roger in that one, but in this, she's definitely a young adult, you know, in this. But yeah, it gets you there. Great, I enjoyed it. But yeah, being in the fucking movie theater for it, even though I wasn't seeing some sort of epic action piece, I was still just happy to fucking be there. And
yeah, I mean, same with me. Like, we were talking about this earlier today when we were going right
your
before
kids.
we went to go shoot our ridiculous video that we shot. I mean, just real quick. Yeah, like I took my wife and I, Lindsay, we took the kids to go see their first movie. Charlie, he didn't make it all the way through. He was done 20 minutes in, but you know, he's just like that. He gets distracted easily. So Lindsay took him out, and Lindsay was just thrilled that Aaron wanted to stay, and I was too. And I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna stay behind with her, because she was glued to her seat, eyes glued to the screen. Aww. And so I was like, you know, we were, like I said, we were talking about this earlier. I'm such a film person. I love going to the movies. I love that whole experience. I love watching movies and experiencing it with other people, that just the whole movie going experience, and to be able to experience that with her, especially for the first time, was like, you know, I was like, I literally cried.
When, that's amazing.
Like when I looked over, and, you know, we went to go see the Spirit movie, and, you know, when, you know, it's her first time, so she doesn't know what the hell's going on. You know, she's staring at this giant screen. The first thing that she sees, you know, the first trailer is the new Paw Patrol movie. And both kids are very familiar with Paw Patrol. They have a mutual love and respect for Paw Patrol. And so they're, you know, just grinning from ear to ear, shit-eating grin, like unadulterated happiness. And it just gets even better when Spirit comes on. Like, she realizes what's going on, what she's watching, and just the smile on her face. I like looked at her, and like I just started crying.
Dude,
because,
that's so cute. I love that.
Like I was like, my cold dead heart was just on fire.
And that day, the Grinch's heart grew 2 sizes, or whatever the fuck they say.
Basically. But yeah, anyway, we recorded this ridiculous video today. You want to talk? We can close out with this. Should we close with this?
Yeah. So if you've made it this far,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
You're a fucking trooper.
Yeah. We usually don't record.
No one on Facebook did. But if you're a TikToker that has... I'm sorry, if you're anyone, TikTok or Facebook that's lasted this long, thank you so much for
tuning in after the fact.
Hell, if
listening.
If you've been here a long time, we'll give a few little shout outs. It's Michael, FBI. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. Love History 2020. Thank you so much for the likes. Sorry we didn't answer your question earlier. Do you guys like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah, it was okay.
My wife is a huge fan. She fucking loves
it. That's good. You know what? I haven't watched it enough to give you probably a solid opinion on that. So I'll just say that I thought from what I saw, like it's cool. But I can't give you a full thing on that.
Yeah, if my wife Lindsay was here, she'd be like Fitzsimmons for life.
Yeah. But no, seriously. Here come the impression requests. Can you try Optimus Prime? Well, I'll do this for you.
I don't think I've heard this one.
I've never. Well, you're gonna hear it for the first time.
Oh boy!
So I'll just do 3 impressions for you guys, including the one you just requested. We're gonna talk about this thing we did today, and then we're gonna close out. And again, just thank you so much for being here. And if you're just joining, hey, a little late to the party, but you'll be able to watch and listen to the fully.
This will be a bonus
replayed episode on the Geek Garage website as well as the Facebook page. So,
all the podcast apps.
So just make sure you subscribe to the Geek Garage podcast on whatever platform you absorb your podcasts on. But all right, Optimus Prime for Mr. Darth Tim Lord. Oh gosh, so this might be terrible. I can just kind of say his name. I am Optimus Prime.
That's actually pretty good.
Autobots, roll out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not too bad.
That's all I got for you.
That's pretty good for the first try.
I hope that was okay. I've practiced it a little bit.
Okay.
It's just not one that I've confidently done on there. And then I'll do Darth Vader for you all. If you only knew the power of the dark side, I must obey my master. You cannot hide forever, Luke. Give yourself to the dark side. It is the only way you can save your friends. No, I am your father. There you go.
You cannot eat cookies for breakfast.
Sure, you know what? I'll close with Sauron. That's a good... Yeah. You know what? Should I do the cookie thing that we used to do with that?
That one drunken evening / hungover morning.
All right, here's Gandalf the Grey and Saruman the White during their encounter where Gandalf figures out that Saruman's a douchebag. And we used to fucking oh my god, David and I would get fucking drunk and start recreating scenes and bullshit.
It was like when I got my very first Mac.
Yeah,
my first MacBook
What's it called?
It was like
photo booth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, photo booth.
And we would just make funny videos on there. And this was my Lord of the Rings thing. I kind of saw the wizards as the grumpy old men, like roommates or something like that.
Right.
So, anyway, here's Gandalf and Saruman talking about having cookies for breakfast. Can't even fucking do it. Gandalf, I want to have cookies for breakfast. Tell me, friend, when did Saruman the Wise decide that cookies were for breakfast? Why is that so fucking funny? I don't know. That's funny to us. I don't.
It's so fucking dumb.
But like Saruman holding like a big old bowl of Cookie Crisp. He's like, you see this shit?
When did Saruman the Wise decide that cookies were good breakfast?
I'm going to consume all of it, Gandalf. It's a whole bowl of breakfast-friendly cookies. And they are crisp.
Cookie crisp.
You did not honestly think that a hobbit could resist the idea of a cookie crisp. There are none who can. Against the armies of Cookie Crisp, there can be no victory.
Anyway, there's the impressions game for you.
All right, Fred Pucker tips.
Fucking shit. If you have made it this far, allow us to announce that you may or may not even be aware of the existence of this character or of this video series. And again, God, if you made it this far, I hope that this is some kind of reward for you if you are a fan of the things that we used to do back when we called ourselves two-player media and otherwise. So we decided kind of on a whim that it was time to give old Fred Puckerditz a return, and we wrapped filming on the reboot of Nature Time today, and fucking shit was it fun.
It is. I am feeling the effects right now.
Oh shit.
But
and then we got fucking hammered after we were done. We want to get a to-go order and also drink.
Walking out of that restaurant, it was like the scene from Boondock Saints where he's describing the drunken like like
shut the fuck up. John Wayne died with 12 pounds of undigested red meat in his ass. Now that's a man. But anyway, yeah, David was a fabulous cameraman. Getting back to our old roots and being able to do Nature Time again was so much fun, and it's a completely different version than anything that you've seen before, and in my opinion it's actually gonna be a series. Not in my opinion. In my opinion, it's better. In my opinion, it's actually a better more well-composed show than the skits that it used to be. Not that I don't absolutely adore those old videos, but this is gonna be an actual. We're gonna actually give it the treatment of a series and see how that works. So
it's a bit more well thought out.
I think so. There was a little bit, whereas usually with this fucking thing we would just go out in the woods and start bullshitting.
Right.
This was like, maybe we should actually write some shit down. So
and that's what we did.
God,
we wrote some shit down.
Bless America, we had so much fun filming it, and there will be we're treating this we're treating the Nature Time show as if it was a Netflix documentary or something like that, hosted by David Attenborough.
Yeah.
And it's the story of Nature Time, the nature show that never was. So Fred is out there just giving you a whole bunch of awful advice about how to live in the nature, and Attenborough's there to make sure that you don't listen to anything he has to fucking say and not die. So
we also ran into the sweetest dog of all time, aside from my dog, of course.
There was this pit bull that these people that were, because we filmed this in a public park, and that was the whole idea. Is we wanted people in the background to make it kind of silly, but this couple had this adorable pit bull. His name was Bully, and he was a little brown pit bull boy. And fuck, you'll see in the video, this little boy was so sweet, and God, he just like,
he was just a baby.
But we were able to. What was so funny? We asked them if it was okay to include the dog in the video, and we got a better shot than I could have even hoped for. He just started loving and getting all silly, and I was able to say my funny jokes with him, and then he barked with his big mean bark, that he didn't even mean,
right.
whatever, and like it just was like the perfect scene with this.
Yeah, that was like the best part of shooting.
That was almost the last thing that we shot.
Yeah, it was like that. It was that, and then we shot the open closer.
Right after that.
And that was it. But like the dog, like it just fell right into place.
So
like,
cute.
and my hat's off to you, Andrew, for doing that, because like Like we kind of had, like, it was so spur of the moment. It wasn't anything planned. Like we were trying to shoot something with the public. Like we wanted the public to be in the shop because, like you said, that was part of the humor. Is like, you know, Fred is in the wild.
Well, he's calling it the wild, but there's people around.
Right, but it's like on the greenway, which is clearly not
a public park.
Right.
I'm in the unpredictable wild.
Yeah,
but there's like 17 people here.
Right, and so we're just like, you know, off the trail, just trying to figure out our last couple of shots for the day, and here comes this couple walking with this pit bull. And, you know, you turn to me and hear like, hey, here comes this dog. Like, should we ask them? And I was like, I mean, sure. And so you just walk up and, you know, they're like, yeah, if we don't have to be in the video.
Which that would totally be me, by the way. Those folks were in their jammies practically, just like, we're just taking our fucking dog out for a walk, you weird dressed asshole.
Yeah.
Know? I'm like, I just want to film your dog because he's precious.
Yeah, and like the dog just runs up to Andrew, and Andrew goes right into, like, we didn't have anything rehearsed for it.
I made that shit up.
And like, that's Andrew doing what he does best.
You can just walk right up to a wild animal and go right up to it. Whether it's a crocodile, a lion, you know,
a hippopotamus.
They just want love.
Yeah, don't be afraid to just go up to any wild animal.
Just go right up to it quickly with sudden movements.
Don't be afraid to flail your arms.
Yeah. Oh my god. So we did that today. I do not have a timeline on
TBD
when I'm going to put that out, but I'm going to take my time and make sure that it's
sometime in 2021.
I mean, it's going to be done in the next probably couple days. But, you know, I still got some time off. But so there, if you've lasted this long, that was your little spoiler of fun things that we are doing
for sure.
And I think it might be time to say goodnight, considering it's after midnight.
Yeah,
so,
Andrew.
How long have we been? What's our clock? What's
2:06?
2 hours 6 minutes.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. You want to drop your handle for
once again,
for people?
Folks. If you don't know me, again, my name is Andrew Knollenberg, and I am here for all your voiceover needs.
Yeah,
but you can find me on TikTok at Don Noleone. That is DonKnolleleone. And I use that same handle for all the social media. I also have a new website that I created yesterday.
Oh, look at you.
It is andrewknollenberg.com, and you can contact me for any of your voiceover bookings that you might require. So starting to take this shit seriously because I would love to quit my fucking job. But anyway, guys, for my TikTok people that we've been live streaming this whole time, thanks for hanging out with us. And
thanks, guys. I don't know any of you, but
showing
thank
David
you.
some love.
Appreciate you tuning in.
This has been awesome, and we're going to be doing this. Well, I'll definitely be around more often, but you'll be doing this this live shit. You know, more often and everything. So
yeah, the best place to tune in for the live stuff is definitely, or will definitely be, Facebook in the near future. If we get, I'll probably send some polls out, try and figure out where people would like to watch. You know, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, whatever.
Well, you had discussed Discord.
Yes, before, Discord as well.
So folks, the Geek Garage does not exist yet. So please don't look for it.
Yeah.
But no, it might be one of those viewer incentive or
we have a private Discord channel for our Patreon donors.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in donating to the podcast, we do have a Patreon tier start at $2 and also $5 and come with cool perks. They will include so we won't always live stream. Video will be available. Pre-recorded video will be available for pretty much every episode, but soon, once we get our bearings with the whole live streaming thing and have done it for like a couple months, live streaming will be available exclusively for Patreon donors. So that will be a fun way to kind of be a part of the podcast, like not everyone can be. If you'd like to throw us some doll hairs,
give them all your fucking money.
Podcasting is not cheap. Hosting costs money, and the website costs money, and merch costs money, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Buy his merch.
yeah.
Buy a tumbler.
But anyways, Andrew, thank you so much for coming and being on the podcast once again so soon after our last one. It's been a blast.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you.
My absolute pleasure.
Yeah. And listeners, and those who have tuned into the live stream, thank you so much. And as always, be kind, stay geeky, and eat lots of cheesecake. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Time to say goodbye.
Boats and hoes.
Yes.